audience, and John, and all right, we're good. All right.
Good afternoon, John Gallagher. Who here has interaction with children during their day, be it living with them, talking to them, or even seeing them as you go about your daily routine? My talk today is based on adoption and my own personal experience. Where my story goes to, it transcends 4 continents. It starts in Ireland, moving to Russia, then to Vietnam, and finally here to the US. I have 2 adopted daughters, Anna from Russia and Daisy from Vietnam. Anna was placed in an orphanage at 11 months of age. She was diagnosed as a special needs child and was placed there. Daisy was abandoned outside the maternity department at the French hospital in Hanoi when she was approximately 3 days old. Adoption is a fairly wide topic, so today I'm going to speak to you about the reasons to adopt. There are many reasons why people adopt. Each are individual to themselves and their own circumstances. I'm going to look at private adoption agencies and how they work and their function. I'm also going to look at government adoption agencies and do a comparison between the 2 of them, because while they're both involved in adoption, they follow quite different routes. The reasons to adopt. There are many reasons people want to adopt. Lots of people are unable to have children. This is occurring a lot in what are referred to as first world countries, where people are tending to get married at a later age, and they're having problems starting families, or people who have been on various types of birth control for long periods of time. This is also affecting them. And stress. Stress is a large factor in couples being able to have children. Christine McQuarrie outlined in a topic, a typical adopted couple, in her publication, 10 Years of Hope, Trying to Save Abandoned Children, published in the New York Times on September the 30th of 2011. There are also people who want to have larger families like our own. We have 1 biological son, but we wanted a larger family. Unfortunately, due to various reasons, we weren't able to have more children, so we went the adoption route. Tara and I are both described as child-oriented people, and we have a happy and active family, getting involved with our children's sports, schools, and other activities. There's also altruism. Many people want to give children a better life. A large percentage of these people who adopt in this group are people who have reared their families already, and they want to give more children a better start in life by adopting them. A large people in this group adopt special needs children, children who are born in countries who do not have the support networks that these type of children may need. Anna was one of these children. We knew when we adopted her that she had special needs, but we both wanted to go ahead with adoption anyway. Through the continued support and mechanisms involved, or shall I say, available in both Ireland and the US, Anna has continued to develop. She is still behind her peers on the developmental charts, but has made great advances way beyond what she would have hoped to have ever made when she was placed in the orphanage at 11 months of age. Next, I'll move on to the different types of adoption. There are the private adoption. The definition of a private adoption is that it is done through an agency. This is the more common type of adoption that is operated in the US. In this type of adoption, it is common for the birth mother to be involved in the picking of the adopted parents from a number of applicants. It also involves the birth mother and sometimes even the birth father meeting with prospective parents before consenting to the legal adoption of the child. Costs involved. This would be one of the main drawbacks of this type of adoption, and what stops many otherwise excellent candidates from following the adoption route using the private method. According to the US Department of Health and Human Services report in 2010, a fact sheet for families, the cost at present in the US runs at an average of $40,000 per adoption. This would involve legal fees, travel and medical fees. Then there's the eligibility to adopt. In the private sector, the eligibility of someone to adopt is determined by each individual agency. However, there are strict governmental guidelines that have to be adhered to, and all agencies are subject to random inspection. Finally, there's the speed adoption of adoption. This is the main advantage of this type of method, because the speed adoption from start to finish can be as little as 6 to 8 months. Like any competitive business, it is in the interest of the agency to gain a reputation for not only being highly credible, but also being able to perform in a speedy and efficient manner. Then we come to government adoptions. The definition of this is that it is a not-for-profit business. This would be the more common type of adoption used in Europe, and in Ireland, where we adopted through, it's the only type of adoption allowed by law, where we adopted both of our daughters through this method. Costs. This is one of the main advantages of this type of adoption. It can cost as little as $2,500. The eligibility. This is done through the use of government departments, and that's how the parents are screened. Speed. This is the big disability of this type of adoption, as anyone who has dealt with the government knows they don't work fast, and it can take anything, in our own instance, up to 3 years for the first adoption to be completed. In conclusion, today I looked at how, first of all, the reasons to adopt and why different people adopt in different ways. I looked at how private adoption works, the advantages and disadvantages, and I looked at how government adoptions work, both the advantages and disadvantages. I told you a bit about my own personal experience in the field, the story of Daisy and Anna. And let me leave you with this thought. George Eliot and Silas Marner wrote, "In old days there were angels that came and took men by the hand and led them from the city of destruction. We see no white-winged angels now, but yet men are led away from threatening destruction. A hand is put into theirs, which leads them forth gently in a calm and bright land, so that they look no more backward, and the hand may be a little child's."
Okay.